Bets on esports, bets on streamers, impressive bonus system. Welcome bonus up to $600. Cashback, artifacts, regular promotions, daily giveaways. Try yourself as a bookmaker. Great lines. EGB.com, more than just a bookmaker.
Skin.land is the site where you can sell your skin within 2 minutes and receive money on your card, crypto, or other payment methods. It's very easy. Look, put email address, set trade link, and bonus for you. Click on the gift, enter my promo code, and get $10 for free if you sell skins for $100. Pick skins you want to sell, click the payment method you want, confirm trade, receive your money. On Skin.land, you can also buy skins. Why Skin.land? The prices are much better than in Steam. You can check it yourself. Link in the description.
That's exactly what's gonna happen now as well. Easy checks it along, saw the mid, now has to go. Blue White on one, Blue White on two. What was that? Blue White! Oh my goodness, could have been another frag. Easy. Indeed, pushing in through here aggressively, pawns the line once more. Lampada thinks there's only one, checks into the left side and now takes them all. Oh, Lampada on the spray transfer gets more. He hasn't had to break some games right now, so he has to pull through for his team. How many can he find? That's the one on music. Oh, the transfer! Down the spray transfer, beautiful. He knows where the last one is as well. Lampada on the scout. Oh my god! What Lampada? What was that? What is that? What just happened?
And welcome back, everybody, to the Apollo Series number 1, Phase 2. My name is Edu. I'm joined again by M&J. M&J, I think we're excited to say that we have a lot of great gameplay for us today. So, as we get into this, we have NaVi versus ENCE Academy as our map number 1. So, how are we feeling today?
Yeah, not too bad, actually. I contrary to sort of what it says on Wikipedia and stuff, seems like these games have been switched, so we are going to be covering that first match, ENCE Academy versus NaVi Jr. I think NaVi Jr. are definitely the favourites going into it, but the margin is slimmer. This could be a close game, we could be going 3 maps, and there is a world for an upset. Now, on this ENCE Academy roster, today there was an official announcement, but we've kind of all seen it coming for a long time. Server, who's been inactive on the roster, has finally been let go, and Too High has been crowned in his sort of permanent position here within the team. But, as I say, it was sort of anticipated. Server's been inactive, Too High has been standing in for the past sort of couple of months, so there's no difference. It doesn't have any bearing on the game right here. It's just sort of ENCE Academy in the news today. That second best of 3 we got a little bit later on, Agency versus NaVi Jr. I'm expecting that one to be super one-sided, but we'll see. NaVi Jr. could come into this first game cold, and maybe our opinion could change.
Yeah, but NaVi Jr., they are the highest seed right now in their group, and they have been doing an absolutely amazing job to get to this point in the bracket, in the overall tournament so far, to really showcase what they are accomplishing. They have won quite a few events. Actually, now that I remember, they're not. They got knocked down just a little bit by a Nexus. But as we are getting into our map vetoes, you know, looking at the maps that NaVi has been playing on recently, they've really been showcasing a lot of potent power on maps like Anubis. They've also made sure to kind of flex a little bit and be able to tap into other, you know, maybe less known maps. I know that they have played Vertigo once or twice now, but as we know what ENCE Academy is getting into, what can we expect here from these map vetoes?
I'm not 100% sure. It kind of throws a spanner in the works with the update yesterday as well. Not wanting to play new Vertigo, right? And it's a shame because we have to play on the new the new patch. This is something that CS and Valve are sort of forcing in these more recent updates, not giving tournament organizers the time and space to not have to make these changes mid-tournament and introduce them into like the next iteration of the series and things like that. So, yeah, ENCE Academy... Vertigo, a map that potentially in the past they would have floated, they are getting rid of straight away. They'll pick into Mirage again, it's a good map for them. It's a strong map for them. NaVi Junior, no surprise there that they go into Anubis. They have had a couple of shaky results here. In this tournament, you know, that Copenhagen Wolves result went a little sour. Ended up going to double OT, right? But then they made up for it when they played against Permitter. They absolutely dominated them on Anubis. And I think Permitter are a team that have got a very similar sort of structure to ENCE Academy. So, yeah, definitely a world where NaVi Junior just completely stomped that second map.
All right, I kind of like that idea. Mirage, though, I really wanted to see a little bit more Mirage going into this game, but with the way that this kind of tournament has been going, Mirage and NaVi, they get along pretty well. But Ancient as that decider now coming in, I don't know. That's usually a place that we haven't even been able to see very often. Not a lot of the games that I've watched from NaVi have gone all the way to a decider where, you know, Ancient really has put a tack in it. But overall, Anubis being map number 2, Mirage being map number 1, these are both very strong maps for both teams, but NaVi is a little bit favored, as you said. So getting into this game, I am going to be a little bit excited to see, you know, what exactly the strats are for Mirage, because that kind of leads into how they're going to be playing on the next map anyways of Anubis, because Mirage is one of those maps where if you are a very aggressive team, you're going to be defaulting towards that mid area, towards B. Maybe you're going to try to get those earlier pushing. But NaVi is a team that, you know, I've seen time and time again kind of go for a more default heavy, default centric approach where they're going to be taking things very slow in the late game and then have an explosive push onto site. So I'm interested to see where they're going to be starting map wise, but that comes down to the knife round. But do you have any predictions as to how ENCE Academy may be trying to go with their overall strategy? Are they going to be more aggressive, or are they going to default towards that, you know, back end on their heels defense style? I think your mic's muted. Maybe I'm crazy.
No, it is muted. You're absolutely right. But yeah, I honestly, I think it is going to be more of a back foot defense style. There are a team that definitely have that slower approach, especially in a tier of Counter-Strike. We're talking like tier 3 right now, where you do have a lot of these, and I don't want to call them mixed teams, but teams of like superstar aimers that come together and do have these faster setups. And it's where ENCE Academy do often sort of take wins as maybe the statistical underdogs because they have that structure, because they have that cohesion. Now, when it comes to NaVi Junior, it's a little bit of a strange one, because when they're playing against a team of an upper level, they do put that structure in place. They do have those slower starts to the rounds. They go for the more explosive stuff later. But that's not what we were seeing against Permitter the other day, right? They won the series 2-0, and it was back-to-back 13-2, right? And they got to a point where about 5 or 6 rounds into the game, they realized that they were winning every single gunfight, and it didn't matter what they did. So every single round, they were just charging them down. Within the first 15, 20 seconds, we were seeing 3 casualties already on the Permitter side, and it just felt like NaVi Junior were... There was no respect. It was just a complete stomp. They were pushing everything. They weren't playing that structure Counter-Strike. And I think that they are a team that have the individuals and have these like superstar mechanical demons, 16, 17-year-olds that, you know, if they're fired up and they go into the first 5 or 6 rounds and they do just roll their opponents, then they can just sort of keep up that tempo and they can work it through an entire game.
Yeah, honestly, I'm really excited to see if they are going to be able to build up that tempo early, as we have talked about behind the scenes, and you know where the game's going to be going here. You know, once a team in this bracket has gotten momentum, has gotten tempo, they kind of launch themselves into it, and that's something I'm really excited for. You know, we've seen a lot of these teams once, you know, online, they stay online. It's really hard to kick them off. So if you're a team, you're really just trying to go for those pistol rounds. You want to try to get that early round advantage. And that's why we've seen so many of these teams on second round after losing a pistol, immediately forcing up and flipping the momentum in their favor. It's a lot of stress that they have. So I want to see what they're going to be able to pull off with. But overall, with the way that a lot of this is going so far, I'm excited to say that if we see a pistol round start, if we see them keep that momentum, then they are going to be carrying it the entire time. So we are potentially into a fast game. So I can't wait to get into this.
I want to touch upon something here as well. I mentioned that we're playing on the new patch, as everybody is, every tournament organizer. You know, I'm sure the same as me, you're in lots of Discord servers with lots of TOs, and whenever there's a new update, they'll put out a message and say, oh yeah, we're playing on the new patch, or we're playing on the old patch until the end of the tournament, and yada yada. I'm reading through this morning, it was like, we have to play on the new patch. It came out this morning, we're like frantically, nothing works anymore, we're frantically trying to make changes. But the new patch has come with some added bonuses outside of just Vertigo being a little bit reworked over towards that A site, right? And here's a few things that really are going to change the meta and the shape of this game as well. So one of the big things that you actually touched upon right there, T side, losing the pistol round, but getting the bomb plant and being able to force up into the second with Galils and pulling it back, right? That's been a real talking point recently, in that it's a little bit too OP. T-side are able to just break the CT economy, and in MR12, it's very easy to accumulate rounds early. Now, they've reduced the bomb plant money when you win the round, when you lose the round, from 800 to 600. Whilst it might seem like a minor change, it now is no longer viable to pull those Galils out. You cannot afford the Galil and armor. So it sort of changes that a little bit. It forces you to either come in with pistols or MAC-10s with a bit of extra util, but I don't think that's as viable, right? I think that puts you at a major deficit as a T side. Galil's going against AKs. Galil's going against like FAMASs and M4s, not too bad, but MAC-10s, it doesn't have the same kind of weight behind it. The Incendiary is now $100 cheaper, so instead of 600, it's now 500. It doesn't last as long, so when you throw it, instead of it being 7 seconds previously, it's a little bit less. I'm not 100% sure, I'm not too mathed up on it yet. But yeah, making it that little bit cheaper does just, again, pander a little bit more towards that CT economy and being able to, pull out those full investments and having those incendiary grenades more often, which is fantastic. Couple of other small changes. They changed the color of the fire as well, so when you throw a CT molly, it kind of glows like a bluey green, versus a T molly glows like an orangey red, so you can sort of see whose fire is whose as well. Obviously, if you run into your teammate's fire, it does less damage than the opponent's and whatnot, so just sort of little added factors there too. Now, some of those tiny minor changes aren't going to have too much bearing, but I think definitely that bomb plant money could have a big impact if we do see, for example, the T's get the bomb down, lose the pistol round, but, still get that plant and a couple of kills. And the same goes for just that slight CT economy change. Actually, one final thing as well, the M4A4 is now $100 cheaper. Most people are using the A1S nowadays, so I don't think anyone really cares about that one too much. But again, another just added factor where they're just making this CT economy that little bit easier to manage.
Well, I kind of understand it, though. I mean, the CT economy has been the, real heavy hitter for why CTs is just not as good. Obviously, Ts have to push uphill half the time into a site, but CTs have to spend significantly more. They have to get diffuse kits. They always have to go for the more expensive molly is the incendiary, so getting that a little bit reduced. I like these changes. I think that it is going to help CTs out a little bit, but at the end of the day, when you have a significantly cheaper weapon, the Galil being as strong as an M4, not great, So I like the changes that we're seeing now. Hopefully it's going to shift some dynamics. I know that Nuke is one of those maps that was particularly CT-sided, now kind of getting a little bit of a boost to that. Nuke might be somewhere that a lot of these teams may not want to go into. That's why, seeing the ban on Vertigo, understandable as it's a recent map update, but maybe we might see more bans towards, those rather CT-sided maps as well. So, as we are going to be getting into this game pretty soon, I'm excited to see what is the plan here, as Mirage, in my opinion, is one of the most balanced maps of like the sidedness anyways. It's one of those maps that you always have a counterplay. If a CT stack over on A is going on, there's always a really solid plan to just adapt and rotate over to B. And of course, in my opinion, MAC-10s and B site over towards apps on this map of Mirage, I think is a really strong second round idea, because, especially when you have significantly less time on those mollies for the incendiaries that the CTs can throw, you can push those sites a little bit faster now. So maybe that could benefit them as well. But as we are going to be getting into this game shortly, we should be able to actually see how these players have adapted towards these changes. Are we going to be seeing those second round buyouts? Well, that is, of course, if the T side doesn't win the pistol. So yeah, but here's what I know. what I do know is we're going to send it to a short break as the game should be coming up soon. And when we get back, after a quick word from our sponsor, we will be in the first map here of Mirage. So stick around, everybody. We'll be right back.
Or not. I don't know.
Maybe not. Wonder where our producer is. But yeah. So I guess we're going to be talking here for a little bit. Aside of that, can we go into those vertigo changes? I know we're not actually seeing vertigo, but I need to actually take a look and see more about them. So what do you think has made Vertigo's changes really impacted to be an insta buy? Is it just the unfamiliar or insta ban? Is it the unfamiliarity or is it something else?
It's definitely the unfamiliarity, but it's actually quite a major change. You know, sometimes you have these little tweaks. You know, they added the bench in Mirage and things like that, and it maybe makes small changes like post plant and things like that, but ultimately it's not going to make any huge difference. This is a major rehaul to the A-bomb site. So now in elevator, the wall towards short has actually been completely cut open. So there's a huge gap. So you can see from the CT spawn straight into A short. There's this catwalk that goes along from sandbags all the way around to heaven. The door that's in elevator that goes to heaven has also been blocked off. So it completely changes the way that the CTs retake the site and definitely makes it a little bit easier. There's a few things that I'm not a big fan of that I think over the next sort of few weeks or at least the next couple of months Valve are going to tweak. There's already been a very awkward boost spot found, very awkward angle on short as well. You can hold in the post plant for the T side. I took some screenshots of it earlier. I was going to put it on Twitter. It's ridiculous. If you come and sit in the corner of short where that little bucket is, and you have this perfect little sight line where you can see through the hole in elevator all the way to heaven, and you've got like a decent little gap to hold, right? On their end, it's just impossible to clear. Right? It's just impossible to clear. When they come out, there's so many angles, there's so many kind of things in the way that, yeah, me and a friend were testing it and just sort of doing a bit of theory crafting of, okay, I'm retaking the A site, and yeah, it's like you're dealing with this tiny little pixel within sort of three different gaps. It's really it's horrible. It's a horrible angle that they definitely, I think, will be sort of fixing soon. And as I say, that catwalk, there's a boost spot that's been found that's quite OP, and it's just a little bit too long. I feel like you're in a position where if you're holding and you have to fall back, it's such a long sort of drop back. But it does also sort of pander towards a sandbags player a little bit as well. Let's say you're the sandbags player, you get the smoke up, instead of just falling back to the site, you can actually sort of have a route to heaven and things like that. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be interesting to see it play out when we do see it in more competitive games, but it's not a small enough change that teams can just throw themselves at it today and say, yeah, screw it, it's like minor changes, who cares? It is the sort of change that, yeah, teams are going to have to take 2 weeks to actually prepare, actually bracket, completely rehaul their A site take. We need to find smokes as well, right? That massive hole towards the elevator looking into short, that needs to be smoked now. You can't run across. It's complete suicide to try and cross short without some kind of smoke grenade or something there. So yeah, learning sort of convenient smokes for it, ones that, you know, you can throw from ideal places and whatnot. There's a lot that sort of needs to be done before this is ready to go. Are we now ready to go to break now? By the sounds of things, we've got 5 minutes before the game, so
yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to throw things to a short break, folks. We'll be back in 5 minutes' time with the match ready and waiting for you. So don't go too far. And sorry we had to waffle for so long, but we'll be back with the action shortly.
Bets on esports, bets on streamers, impressive bonus system. Welcome bonus up to $600, cashback, artifacts, regular promotions,
Mr. Producer, are you here?
daily giveaways. Try yourself as a bookmaker.
Hello?
Great lines. EGB.com, more than just a bookmaker.
I don't like this. Holy shit.
Skin.land is the site where you can
I'm
sell your
fucking
skin
yellow.
within 2 minutes and receive money on your card, crypto, or other payment methods. It's very easy. Look, put email address, set trade link, and bonus for you. Click on the gift, enter my promo code, and get $10 for free if you sell skins for $100. Pick skins you want to sell, click the payment method you want, confirm trade, receive your money. On skin.land, you can also buy skins. Why skin.land? The prices are much better than in Steam. You can check it yourself. Link in the description.
good. All right, we're in. So, pistol. Looks like we have trying to figure out who's on who real quick.
Yeah, we don't have any kind of custom HUD, but obviously T side is ENCE Academy, so Mighty just outside of the ramp. I guess this is maybe what the tech issues were. This is why we were delayed, having trouble with the custom HUD, perhaps. Something that is a result of the new update today. But big ding, nice follow up from Mighty, tapping away. Frozik puts it back, but still numbers heavily leaning in the favour of the T side. These Jawleys need to go huge from Symmetry. He's only good for the one.
Ooh, good shot.
Teammate with him though.
Nice.
Well, that's huge. Okay, back into a 2v2, but it's going to be an A-site retake.
Yeah, A-site retake. So bomb being planted here. You know, we talked about those changes to the economy. T's really need to win this if they want to have a good lead in this game. And look at that. Great from Symmetry flying on in. Krabeni getting another kill, leaving us now with Pody, the last player standing. Can he make a podium finish? Might be able to spot him, but this angle, it's all about getting those 1v1s. And he isolates Krabeni, gets one and gets two. Huge from ENCE Academy.
Wow, wow, wow. Well, I mean, the round comes a little close for comfort, considering not long ago it was a 4v2, but they do manage to pull it together. It's not too shabby. First on the board, in fact, for that T side. Oh, and there we go. We've got a bit of game sound. All right, I was just about to ask production about the game sound issue, but there you go.
Yeah.
Bit of sound makes things less eerie.
Less eerie,
The force
yeah.
by here for the CTs.
You know, sometimes I just, wow. And okay, so we already have a decent push up, and that's going to be a mode down from the high ground. And we're really expecting the Galil up there, but hopefully Demon's going to be able to pick up that MP9 and get out. And just barely. A little bit of a shot there from Temi, but so far, so good. You look over, and this is a little bit of a slow round. They've already managed to get a pick, but they're not getting too aggressive here for the side of ENCE Academy. And I kind of like that. You know, you've gotten one. You know that you're up against a force spy. You saw the MP9 shoot back at you, so you can expect if you push too fast, you might be gunned down by these SMGs, those close quarter combats, and I think they are leaning towards a B push here.
Very slow. Man advantage, so it doesn't need to be too quick. 45 seconds left on this clock, and look at all three of them grouping up. This is going to be a bit of a bloodbath here.
Nice, Benny. That's big. Picking up one, actually being able to get out of there, but nice shot. Symmetry keeping it going. Oh my god, they actually might be able to pull it back even without the Galils. I mean, CT's looking pretty clean. And they should be able to, now with the bomb down, isolate this last player standing. AK in hand. Can they actually manage to clutch this up like they did before? 1v3 instead of a 1v2. Taking it slow. Spots Krabeni, but Krabeni spots them. And NaVi Jr., even with all the changes, still managing to change it in their favor, just from a little bit of an easier time on the CT side.
Yeah, not bad at all. I mean, a big round win for NaVi Jr. A good call to stack up on that B site. ENCE Academy weren't expecting it at all. Felt like a bit of a read, right? I mean, either a 50-50 that's a great gamble, or well, they kind of knew that ENCE Academy liked to lean towards that B side on the second round. Either way, works in their favour. Great HE into top mid as well. Flashbang down. Demon stuck at the top of connector. Smoke will give him a bit of leg room. This is a force buy here for ENCE Academy. Remember, winning that pistol, losing the second. They're now on minimum loss, so 1400's coming the next. Double eco. If they can't get anything done with these pistols, then NaVi Jr. will be able to put themselves into a very, very good position here.
Ooh, look at Temi's position. This might be able to grab it. No, spotted the shoulder. And will be a easy trade off. And we still see firefights over in the mid connector area. Krabeni able to grab one, but look at this. A decent sneak up. They should be able to actually get a flank. If they want to go B, they still have to worry about the player cap, but now they have to worry about Symmetry. Able to now scare them back here. Their pins are kind of stuck in the spot, but that's a great shot. Deagle will be able to get one, but Krabeni, what a 180. Huge from him. And that's going to be NaVi Jr. taking second round with minimal casualties.
Yeah, very, very crisp. I mean, they're not up against too much, but it's still a buy, right? It's pistols, it's armor. It's absolutely chomped. And now it will be an easy round. No, it will be a freebie. Glocks across the board. A single Desert Eagle invested. And a bit of aggression into middle. See, playing the anti-flash. MP9. Oh, that's big. That's huge. Symmetry trying to rack up a bit of cash as well. Does take himself a triple. Three for more.
Yeah.
There you go. Easy.
I mean, there's not much you can do if you are against that. I like the fact that NaVi understood, okay, if they forced up down twice, this is where we're going to be just sending it down mid. And they were right. Great read, being able to predict those guys in mid and getting aggressive to cut that distance against those pistols. Now, looking at this next round, you do have one player still with an MP9, but they're just using it to farm up some cash. Look at the just economy disparity between these two teams. It's massive. So it's all about these rifles now. ENCE Academy has a lot to prove, and all they got to do is just take it slow if they're going to be pushing up. But that nade, oh my, that's a whole kill with Pody actually grabbing one in mid, and not the best start for ENCE.
Not the best start at all.
NaVi. Sorry, NaVi.
Yeah, it's alright. They have still got money in the bank, and this is a little bit of a bonus. I'll be honest, they've still got this MP9 in play, but as he falls, now things are getting problematic. They could shrug off this round if they lose it, but this is not the result that they're hoping for. And, you know, losing it but keeping it fairly close isn't too shabby. Getting blasted like this is a bit of a problem.
Yeah.
Opportunity for the Galil to upgrade as well. The other two just back him right off out of there. Get those M4s into the next. Mites is already on hot pursuit.
Are they actually going to be able to spot out the player here? I think they were anticipating a little bit of a rotate from spawn, but you should know they're not coming this way. They will be inside of apartment. Looks like they're not actually on the hunt right now. It's just going to be Mighty, who is taking some angles, but nobody's going to be peeking them. Frozik almost getting timing there, spotting a player in under. Might get timing because they are getting pushed up from behind. And A's, oh, huge pick from Pody. Another one, and not a bad round for ENCE. They started off with swinging in mid, and then they kept it going into the A site. I will say they got a little bit over aggressive over by connector, but outside of the one player falling from that, they did good.
Yeah, actually a very, very positive round for ENCE Academy. Not only a win, but yeah, a bit of a confidence booster, finding those picks, taking minimal casualties. Interestingly, not leaning towards that A site again. It's the mid control that's on the menu. Too high, coming up from under. Does need more. Symmetry's holding it with a sniper. Does he overextend here? No. Waits for the smoke to come down. Good HG. Does a little chunk of damage. But the AWP's going to come off the angles. They will give up this legroom.
Let's see now. Decent smoke, and Krabeni's here, but Krabeni actually opting for the M4. Needing to go for the little cheaper weapon thanks to the buff, and let's see what he could do with it. Krabeni now spotting the shoulder of one. Is going to drop him half HP. Decent nade, though. Decent kill. Too high. Grabs Frozik down. Now it's just going to be Demon having to anchor this down here inside of connector. Gets one. Gets two. And the bomb. But do they have their flank watch? Looks like they're stuck in connector all alone. Nobody's there to help them. And Pody's going to cut the distance. Now surviving with 1 HP. Too high. Cuts him off. But Symmetry can't push into this with no info and only an op. And that is going to still set up this 3v3. I think with the bomb in their hands, as long as they're able to get past this player, B should be free. Oh no.
Oh, Jugas. Timing important here. It's too high. He's in a powerful position if he realizes it, but now he makes noise. It's all done and dusted. Symmetry, Krabeni, Jugas find one apiece in unison. And a 3v3 becomes a 3v0 very, very quickly. NaVi Jr. back in the driver's seat. They've still got money in the bank as well, so no stress there. And a very, very well played round. It's just a shame, to be honest, that Too High doesn't realise that there's one right next to him in jungle. Could have even slipped through Murder Hole, killed the market player. Actually, the second man was on Van as well. Never would have suspected a market flank. So, yeah, just through our rose-tinted goggles, we saw how perfectly that could have gone. That is a horrible HG. That did not land where it was supposed to.
Ooh, but
That's
that
interesting.
did.
I love that.
That was a clean boost spot there, just for a little bit of an unexpected high ground angle for the Opper, and that's a big pick. Getting them down already. There's only one kit remaining. It's just going to be sitting here, but they do pick up the M4, so that's going to be another rifle in the hands of ENCE Academy. And look at that. It's peeking again into the op. Symmetry gets shut down. And another one. Pody on a triple kill. This is definitely going to be a save now.
So strange that this is how the rounds are going, right? It's like reasonably contentious, but NaVi take it, and then complete flip of the head. This has been the theme of the last 4 rounds now. ENCE Academy just fly in, find the early jewels, get the bomb planted, and it's no real trouble. It'll be 4-3. They'll keep things competitive. Remember, this is their map pick. So T-side of their map, it's where you're expecting them to have sort of the most up their sleeve, I guess. But
wow. Okay.
Not even allowed to save.
I'm kind of surprised that Demon lost that firefight. Had the advantage over seeing the shoulder and shadow first, but don't do it. Don't do it. Don't get ego here. He peeks this, he loses to Seike. All right, thank God. But honestly, decent round here for these two teams. Now, I do want to say, you look at NaVi, they're not too concerned for a while. They've been stacking up their funds right now, so they should be able to go for a full buy here. And at the end of the day, that's fine. You do have to worry about Pody, though. Starting to heat up a lot for ENCE Academy. This Opper has been... Actually, not even when opping. Just overall, this player has been able to get almost every first blood for the past 3 rounds. And that really has set them up for success in them.
He has been a real force to be reckoned with, this time anticipating the mid-aggression. There is one on the mid-floor, but he's not pressing up. It's Pody instead. On a bit of an off angle, and the flashbang, whilst it's great, it's a little too late. So he is going to lose this fight. Too High will get out of there with an early pick and no trade. And once again, an advantage here for ENCE Academy.
Decent advantage.
Benny's bouncing.
I think what we're going to be seeing is actually just a little bit of a push, but you can't push into this Opper every time. They're getting punished for it now. And NaVi, I think, is learning, because we saw them before. When they feel like they have the space to push, they will always take it and get aggressive. But now they're slowly learning that that is a punishable offense. And you look at Krebeni taking a much more defensive angle over here on B, but so far, ENCE Academy with 45 seconds on the clock, they need to start taking it slow. They want to now focus on going through mid and actually getting that bomb on a site.
Frozik's still in a powerful spot, despite the deficit here. If he jumps up and catches the timing, then this could still be viewed. Orp will come in his back turn, contact made, and there you go. They're not expecting Frozik, and he's good for a double. Molly will force him right back, so he can't charge it down, but Krebeni's still on the site. They're not going to check him. 13 seconds left. Doesn't find the kill, but does a lot of damage. Teme now can't plant. And he's trying to find the kill elsewhere. No, instead, trades it. Perfect. Molly onto the site. That's it. He hasn't got time to plant. Orpa can just fall away. It's very well played from NaVi Jr. And a kick in the teeth for ENCE Academy, who really feel like they should have had that round.
Absolutely clean with it. I mean, Frozik's Molly alone won the round. Obviously, yes, great timing to push the bomb carrier, recognizing the time from Krebeni. But Frozik, knowing, okay, bomb is down, I'm going to Molly it off with less than 1 second to react to that, is when you just are taking the lead based on just a great play. Not even aim sense. That's game sense. That's great. And now with the timeout being called, you can tell that one of these teams is a little bit panicked here. And here we are. So a buy for both sides. This is looking pretty clean, but Pody, still being that potent person, has the op again in their hands. So as long as it doesn't come down to a 1v1 and time not on their side, ENCE Academy could still be bringing this back.
They certainly could be. I love the call there from Whitey to just say instant pause, right? They were so quick on that. The second that they fumbled that round and they were aware of it, it's, guys, call a pause. We messed up there. We messed up there big time. Getting timed out. The man advantage, always brutal. Sending it out of Palace. Jugas in a good spot. Doesn't take two. Oh my god.
That movement was so clean. And now gunning aggressive with a USPS and it's not getting punished for it. Oh my god. Jugas is just cooking up a kill. Pody forced to save. It's a 1v5. Op in hand. Might be able to get an exit here though on the way out. But look at that. Reloading with one and punished. Oh my god. How are you missing these? The panic from these teams, and even flashes himself, forcing him back into Palace. He's not going to be able to save this. He's pushed up.
Oh no. Yeah, there you go. Jugas to finish it off. A flawless round from NaVi Jr. I don't know where the hell that comes from. That's off of the back of a pause from ENCE Academy as well, where they say, let's change things up a little bit. Let's try and get out of the Palace, and bam, punished instantly. Now, this has not been the theme of the permitter game that we had the other day. This has not been NaVi Jr. just taking everything their way. But it does feel like they're starting to build up a bit of momentum here. It does feel like these last couple of rounds have been real confidence boosters for them. And I would not be surprised if we see a world where they just keep applying this pressure and lock ENCE Academy out of this map. Now, just pistols to work with here for the T's. Not going to be easy for ENCE Academy to really get anything out of this. But, you know, the goal, the jackpot's a bomb plant. A couple of kills would be a bonus.
Pretty solid.
Try and work up through underpass.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of kills is no guaranteed. Wow, Symmetry taking a chunk out of the side there. The nade, not the best, but at the end of the day, I think they do know that this is going to be a decent split off. And oh my god, Henu actually getting a great pick there. Might be able to pick up the rifle, and no, punished by Frozik for trying. And there is another op shot. This time, not going to be able to connect. Time is still very lean, and there it is, another one. Too high now, gone. Jugas knows that they can drop in, but that's going to be a big pick. And oh my god, these pistols are doing some damage. Finally, Symmetry finishes off that player. Too much space given over. And now into 2v2. No rifles, though. It's up to Pody to try to open the door with this P250.
What a read from Frozik. He knows that he's got the bomb behind him, and Symmetry's got his connector. Seen a couple of uncharacteristic whiffs from Symmetry this round, but he does connect when required, and Frozik, of course, under pressure here. Now having to swap to the pistol because he's wasted all his bullets, so he will play it as if it's an opening pistol round, and he does still come out on top with that USP. Swaps out to the P250, a little bit of extra firepower to come behind that rifle in the next. 7-3. The expected round result, but my god, does that come a little too close. I don't think NaVi Jr. are coming away from that round saying, yeah, that was good, that was great, let's do more of that, because that was poor. That was almost a very brutal round loss.
Yeah, I mean, very brutal, but honestly, I like what we saw from ENCE Academy. Just, they almost kind of turned that entire game around, and now they keep it up, but with the trade out, Symmetry is gone, the op is on the ground, and unfortunately here, actually, Benny's the one who picks up the op. All right, I like it. This is pretty clean. We might see Jugas holding the site, but I'm looking over, and there's a player lurked up by B right now. I'm trying to see what they're going to be able to pull through with this. Oh, they got spotted. And it was kind of stuck now. 1 minute on the clock.
Is an
should be able
stalemate.
to just execute once their team makes enough noise, but I think with Henu spotted here, he's not going to really be able to be focused on. But that leaves only one player kind of monitoring site. Demon's got his back turned most of the time. It's all about timing.
Too high. Does just take contact. Jugas is going to receive a molly, so it forces him out. Doesn't hit the head, but the AWP doesn't return the favour. And now the pressure really is on here. Timing, very important. Demon's going to jiggle it. Lots of damage dealt. Krabenny coming up from short. And somehow Henu's staying alive here and drawing so much attention away. Look how much space they've had to give up to just crunch down and take out that underpass player. They've completely gifted the A bomb site. Now they're playing for retake, but okay, a couple of kits, a little bit of util. But the health isn't really there. The AWP, not really the tool that you want for this job. And Too High sat patient.
Ooh, nice. Okay, Frozik. Okay, Krabeni punishing down. Now this retake is almost flawless. No, it is flawless. Wow. That's going to be a really fast, just explosive recovery from NaVi. 8-3 now as we go into our last round. Now, 9-3. Ooh, this is looking pretty bad. Maybe these T nerfs were a little bit too much than they could chew for. That economy, just overall, you know, it doesn't quite just impact pistol round. You plant a bomb, you're not going to be able to have that, you know, chance at trying to build your economy up fast enough. So maybe this was an overcorrection. A solid $200 across the board. That's $1,000 down every single round that you just get the bomb down, but you can't finish the round.
Yeah. Yeah, it does have a hit. We're seeing that right now. ENCE Academy, despite even having a little bit of a loss bonus hit, not getting too much. I really wasn't expecting that round to go the way it did once we went into that 3-on-3 post-plant. But individually, every single man losing their gunfight. Big kill from Too High will open up the B site, but they are very, very fast for this rotation. Molly onto bench. Won't flush anybody out, but we'll stop them from going for any kind of aggressive P. AWP. Smoked off, but a big kill from Too High. Actually, a lot of follow-up damage there as well.
Enu. Oh, nice there from Jugas. Waiting for this flanker now coming in. Demon as his back turns up the van. Oh, what a play. But 8-4. Not a terrible half. Obviously, NaVi was taking most of those rounds with style. But as we are getting into our halftime, are we getting into a potential recovery here for ENCE Academy? I gotta wonder. NMJ, what can we expect?
I don't know, to be honest. I'm gonna be real here. I think NaVi Junior have definitely looked like the better team, especially sort of going into the second portion of that first half. If they can win the pistol round, I'm expecting them to take this map in their favor. However, yeah, as we say, this is the ENCE Academy map pick. They could have something up their sleeve for their CT side. Now, we're going to like a little break here, just a recap of the vetoes and whatnot. I think because we're fixing the HUD, which would be very nice, wouldn't it? Because yeah, it's been sorely missed. But yeah, there is a little recap of the vetoes. Mirage picked by ENCE Academy, NaVi Junior into that Anubis choice, and yeah, I mean, it's not been a great map so far here for ENCE, so definitely need more as they move into the second half.
Yeah, I mean, it's been pretty solid from the side of NaVi, but, you know, going into that was a little bit expected, but it is ENCE Academy's map pick. They are going over to the CT side, which, you know, right now, as the meta just kind of shift a little bit, in my opinion, I think CTs are better off on a map like Mirage, which was very much a, you know, it was a playstyle based map. Now it's really down to economy. And the way that ENCE Academy had played on the T side, they kind of haven't adapted. You know, they've been focused on, okay, at least we got the bomb plant. Well, the least you could do is get a bomb plant now. The way that the, you know, a significant amount of money not being able to go back in your hands, and you compare that over to NaVi, who's been able to save an AK every other round, you know, they have the firepower to beat you back and kind of scare you away from those sites. But now that they're on the CT side, NaVi has a lot more pressure to try to win this pistol round, has a lot more pressure to go into this next half with a real start, because I don't think we're going to be seeing a repeat where, yes, ENCE Academy wins the pistol, but then NaVi takes it back with some lesser weapons because of those recent changes. And overall, I'm really excited to see how they're going to be able to land on their feet. As you know, we've seen quite the skill-based plays from these two teams, and you know, overall, I'm really excited to see how ENCE Academy can maybe try to get a couple more rounds in here, as map 1 has been favoring NaVi the entire time.
Yeah, it sort of felt that way, hasn't it? We've had this weird theme where at the start, remember, we had a couple of reasonably close rounds. We had a couple of rounds where ENCE Academy just sort of stole it, right? Like, yeah. 2 rounds there within the first 5 where they sent it into that A site, and they had a lot of success with those entries. And yeah, NaVi Junior were just forced to fall away and save. They'd already taken 3 casualties within the first 20-25 seconds. But outside of that, yeah, it definitely has been the NaVi Junior show. hopefully we'll be ready to get back underway into the second half soon. I feel like we've exhausted just about everything that we can talk about, right? So it's a little bit tough out here, I'll be honest. But we have unfortunately experienced a lot of technical issues today. Actually, the last couple of days there's been a lot of power issues. Our production team are based in Ukraine, so it's difficult, right? It's difficult when we do have these tech issues to sort of overcome them. But it seems like we are sort of on the right route to getting this sorted, either to go into the second half or by latest map 2, and then we'll have that hard and all of that jazz. And it'll make our job easier. It'll make your viewing experience easier. Right now, okay, we haven't got the custom HUD, but it seems like we're ready to go.
Yeah, we're ready to go. And of course, the number one reason why we do want to make sure that, these games do take place is because we want to make sure every game played here at the Apollo Series Phase 1, 2, 3, all the way up until the LAN event that will be taking place in Portugal, it comes down to make sure that you guys still are able to see how these games are performed, what the teams are going to be able to do, and at least have a VOD to watch. So as a production team is struggling a little bit, we do want to say we appreciate the effort and everything that we got going on. But as we're getting into our pistol round of the second half, it's duelie time, and a duel comes through. Symmetry just getting it all down with Frozik's help, and this is an explosive start for NaVi.
Very explosive indeed. 2-man advantage straight off the bat. A bomb site open for business. C4 being tapped in, and well, all 3 CTs remaining. Going for this single prong retake up from the CT spawn, but with the bomb planted, reverse triple. And everybody sat towards jungle, connector, stairs. I think this is near impossible to get this done. You got Jugas up close. He will be the only one to fall, but his teammates doing the rest of the lifting. And there you go. Crunch in from behind. Frozik will finish off the job. A single casualty and a commanding round here for NaVi Junior. And, the question was, what do you think? What do you think is going to happen going into this second half? Do NaVi Junior continue this streak, or do they tap on the brakes a little bit and allow ENCE Academy back in? But I think we're already getting the answer to that, perhaps.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that NaVi has an answer for a lot that ENCE Academy has to offer. And now looking at ENCE, they're going for a 5-stack over on B. This is the all eggs in one basket strategy, and it can help them out, increase that firepower. But this is interesting. A triple stack. No, a 4-man pile up. This dog pile of everybody sitting in this corner on B. If you are a poor schmuck who goes catwalk, you might not be anticipating this absolute totem pole that is in front of you.
Perhaps not. A chance he could get a couple of kills, to be fair. They're walking right into it. Oh. Do they commit up short? There's been absolutely no noise, and they've got somebody pushed all the way up into CT, so no. It falls on deaf ears. It's a shame. I like the idea from ENCE Academy, but they have to dismantle it.
Ooh, well, let's see what they can do. The totem pole has been, as you said, dismantled. But look at that, flying around the corners. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, wow.
Get the ace. Come on. And there. No! Symmetry steals it from across the map.
Oh, that's cruel. That's cruel. I'd be team killing him next round if it was me. Down to 2 HP, though. Maybe Frozik wasn't going to take the 5th, but my God. Yeah, that's why they call it a pause. He's getting up, flame his teammate.
Yeah.
Screw you. Why are you stealing my ace?
Yeah, it's a terrorist timeout, too. That's so funny for these players to now get into. Honestly, I mean, double digits is already on the board here, though, NMJ. And I'm kind of concerned because ENCE Academy, yes, they get a buy up here, but they didn't get any kills with those pistols. And, I mean, really came down to just completely sprayed down by 1. But it's an eco round. Maybe they could bring it back if they win this one. 5-10 is not a uncommon scoreline that I've seen people be able to bounce from.
Yeah, it's even back in CS:GO, this was a palatable scoreline to recover from. This next buy round worth its weight in gold here, though, for ENCE Academy. If they lose it, they are in some serious trouble. And to be honest, this is their best chance at putting one on the board. There's a bit of a bonus in play here for the T's. 2 Galils and a 10 in the arsenal. Grabeni. Whilst he takes space on A, he gets all the way up to the sandwich. He will take contact with Teme and punished for doing so. So Pincer not working out, but spaced over towards B. Molly onto the L block, taking a lot of damage. Too high has to cross. His teammate's fallen. Big kill from him, though. Should be traded. It will. But still not able to get this plant down. Look how far away Demon's teammates are. He needs to stay alive here, and he doesn't.
It's good.
This is so disjointed. Look how far away they are.
Yeah, they're kind of split up. That bomb is in a terrible position. You do have one on Cat. Needing to now push up. We do see the Galil actually getting a kill. Wait a minute. NaVi can turn this around. ENCE Academy, they've managed to get a great success, but this crossfire could be a little bit too detrimental. Symmetry here, swing around, and the shots are fired. Great shots from Pody. And now they're both kind of lined up. One, but no, not at all. ENCE Academy managing to take it down. I'm really shocked that NaVi decided to push so aggressively without their team ready. I mean, you had people so far behind when the bomb was already down in bench.
That is a very, very important pickup from ENCE Academy. Yeah, okay, they were given a bit of a lifeline in the fact that NaVi Jr. played it with a very bizarre approach, right? I don't mind the Mac 10 exploring out on the A site, but it's how far away the rest are. They get out onto B. They actually have some success on the entry. As soon as those trades come through, the retake was snappy. It all goes wrong. Bit of miscommunication there in window as well. They threw a smoke and and a Molotov at the same time, so instantly extinguished. Julius, contact, might see, wins it. That's going to be the MP9 upgrading into the rifle. And things definitely looking better here for the CT side.
Wow, already, I mean, 5 down, but they still are starting off with 1 down here for NaVi. And if they can keep that up, then maybe we can see this game go closer than anticipated. But with Henu, I'm just pushing back a bit. These 3 players are really set up for this site. And that Molly, yeah, they fade so fast now. I mean, before they felt like they could last forever, but now with the smoke fading, Frozix actually gets to jump on a Henu. Not sure what he's looking at, maybe the minimap. Now Krabeni needing to swing on out. That's a huge pick. They want to go in, and they will. Successful one. Frozix up close, grabs another, and another. Okay. It was looking good for CTs, but now it is completely shattered with Demon finishing the round. They lost 1 player at the start and decided not again.
Oh, wow. It's the individual mechanics again that shine through. That sometimes feels like the magic recipe for this NaVi Junior squad. When they're so close to the finish line, ENCE Academy just couldn't afford to lose that round. That was such a difficult one. Such a tough pill to swallow. Now they're around the 2K mark on 3 of them. They surely cannot justify a buy hit. Thing is if they don't, they gift their opponents 12. They then play for 7 in a row just to take us to overtime. This is on their own map pick. I branded them as the underdogs in this series, but I thought it would be a little more contentious than this. Now, to be honest, the scoreline doesn't fully do this justice. I feel like ENCE Academy have had some great rounds here, but ultimately been playing on the back foot. At least this time on the eco, they have got the stack in the right place, so a chance to maybe do some damage.
Nice double down. Huge from them, but are they actually going to be able to keep it going? These pistols are shredding, and oh my! Timmy's find an AK and be able to get traded 1-2, though! Symmetry! 4 kills to their name to get match point advantage. Just a beautiful spray. Honestly, though, ENCE Academy put up hell of a fight with the weapons they were given.
One hell of a fight indeed.
Let's see now.
12-5. 7 in a row now needed.
7 in a row. I mean, here's the thing. It's only map 1, but the problem is this is their map pick, and Pody is getting the first pick. Able to grab Symmetry down is pretty massive. Frozix now wants to try to slow these players down, but no, they get caught out throwing that molly instead. With 2 players down for the price of none, this is ideal for ENCE, and 7 in a row could be possible, but Jugas pushing on up might be able to spot this player. Unfortunately, though, Pody wants to swing, and now the pinch is coming through. Jugas might have been spotted there, and they were, but they get the pick anyways. Oh my, this is good. This opens the door for this A push, but the bomb is actually top mid right now. They're isolating these fights, and Jugas needs to make more noise, but too high. Caught out. Pody stops it, saves his teammate, but Jugas is going to keep it up. Demon with the pick, and a nade comes through. Is it going to finish? It is beautifully thrown. Jugas, it's up to you to clutch this entire round, but Pody is going to do it.
Unbelievable stuff again. Just holding on, right? It's a thin thread, but the thread actually gets thicker the more rounds they pull back. And a low buy here for NaVi Jr. does at least give them a chance to pull this further. See if they can do it.
Yeah, this is it. This is looking good. The op in hand now from Pody might be able to find another pick, but no, it's actually in Henu's hand. Gets dropped down. They double up, but unfortunately only one will drop. Now Pody whiffs a shot. This is not ideal. Looking not too ideal if you can find another opening. No, it's Krabeni who's still managing to pull out these shots. Now swinging. Krabeni on the triple kill to end off this game. There's only one player standing to keep him in it. That's going to be Temi. And if Temi has what it takes, they have to take it slow. An MP9 in hand, up against a force buy, and Jugas ends it off. What a quick round and a victory for map 1. NaVi Jr. takes it back on a eco. But NaVi Jr. is ready to go. It's now time for them to really highlight their skills in map number 2. Anubis coming up next here. So I'm really excited for this. MNJ, I think this could be where NaVi gets this map 2-0 because it's their map pick and they just dominated on eco rounds, on saves. Everything was favoring them.
Yeah, we've definitely seen them struggle in the blast on this Anubis map, but we also have seen them dominate. And from what we saw right there on Mirage, I think it might be the latter, especially just the way in which they win that final round, right? Just rubbing salt in the wound, an effective eco round win, just ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, solidifying themselves as the better team on the server, I completely agree with you. I'd love to play Devil's Advocate. I love the guys over on ENCE Academy. I have a lot of love for those boys, and I do think that they'll make it through to the playoffs, but I can't here. I really do feel like NaVi Jr. are just this Goliath in this David and Goliath story, and yeah, I'm expecting this second map to go their way.
Yeah, I am expecting it to go their way. But of course, we will have it go their way in a little bit of a short break. We're going to get our HUD back on. We're going to get these teams hyped and ready. And if you guys have been watching, again, thank you for sticking around with us as map number 2 is coming up. Anubis, NaVi's map pick, will be here shortly. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Bets on esports, bets on streamers, impressive bonus system. Welcome bonus up to $600, cashback, artifacts, regular promotions, daily giveaways. Try yourself as a bookmaker. Great lines. EGB.com, more than just a bookmaker.
Skin.land is the site where you can sell your skin within 2 minutes and receive money on your card, crypto, or other payment methods. It's very easy. Look, put email address, set trade link, and bonus for you. Click on the gift, enter my promo code, and get $10 for free if you sell skins for $100. Pick skins you want to sell, click the payment method you want, confirm trade, receive your money. On Skin.land, you can also buy skins. Why Skin.land? The prices are much better than in Steam. You can check it yourself. Link in the description.